Women journalists in Africa converged in Casablanca city in Morocco to share their experiences on the effects of climate change. Although Africa produces only 4% of the global greenhouse gas emission, the network, which has grown to about 300 journalists, chose to put climate change and its consequences at the heart of the deliberations this year. Our reporter Esther reports from Casablanca.
With the theme, Climate Emergency, the media actors of change, journalists from 54 countries on the continent came together to highlight the challenges of climate change in Africa and put the issue at the heart of media concerns.
And this is a genuine power that you have. Women journalists, particularly have a women mobilization, is quite important to translate the commitments of 2Ms to make of women a genuine vector for initiating change in the African continent.
Analysts and other environmental experts at the forum say the issues affecting Africa can only be addressed when individuals, the civil society and government work towards providing sustainable solutions to preserve the environment.
My field is waste management. One of the practical solutions that we have is actually developing zero waste models that are community-based zero waste models that are decentralized and then allow us to reduce emissions by handling our waste in a different way. And by handling our waste in a different way, you end up handling consumption in a different way.
Africa has a potential of water that is huge, but most of this water is not mobilized, so it is discharged into the sea. It's not mobilized at all. Therefore, we need to develop appropriate strategies whereby this water can be mobilized through the building of dams, not only through the building of dams, but through training. Training is critical and quite important so that people really can boost economic development in their own respective country.
The women journalists at the forum are pleased with the initiative and say this provides them an opportunity to communicate effectively with policy and decision makers and tell stories that can catalyze the desired change on the continent.
Today in Zambia, there are so many challenges that have come as a result of climate change. Pupils are not going to school no more. Because roads are flooded, schools have been cut off. What needs to be done now is that as journalists, we need to put our heads together, we need to put our efforts together to ensure that we sensitize these communities, we sensitize even those in leadership positions.
The country I'm coming from, it's a riverine country where we have lots of water, but when it comes to preservation, it's a challenge. That is why, scarcity of water is very challenging for us. So as to what we've learned here today, looking at the role of the media in terms of advocacy, in terms of engaging the appropriate authorities to come and educate people as to what is going on, the status of water, and what are the measures they have put in place. I think when I go back to Sierra Leone, I will look at ways on how to come with certain programs that has to do with water so that people will be informed.
Africa is a low emitter of greenhouse gas and pays the heavy price for global warming, which affects development and jeopardizes its ecosystem. Therefore, African governments need to speak with one voice to devise policies at regional, national and continental levels to face the impact of climate change. Esther Mokwariola, TVC News, Casablanca.